Hi guys, I look disgusting. It doesn't matter, I'm just here to eat. So, yeah, I'm having the same thing. Tuna sandwich and chips. I'm not gonna apologize for it. I think, well, first of all, I have to eat the leftovers. And these videos are kind of all messed up time-wise. So I think it's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not posting them exactly when I do them all the time. So it's like, why are you always eating the same thing? Well, first of all, I have to eat the left. God, I'm starving. My stomach like hurts. Ugh, I am so hungry. Why? Um, I'm the helper. So I think I talked about this on this channel. But I have a mental health issue and uh okay, sorry about that. And you know, I've been dealing with this like my whole life almost. Goes up, it goes down. It gets better, then it gets worse. And one of the things is about having mental health, it's not just that. People who have mental health issues, there's a lot of things going on. It doesn't matter what illness you're suffering from. So you have the stigma because let's face it, I am telling you right now that if I told you what my mental illness was, everybody I've told except for maybe one hand, on one hand, has ran. Never, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I didn't know that's what you had, blah, blah, blah. I'm here for you. Never hear from them again. So I don't say what it is anymore. It doesn't matter what it is. It just matters that I'm suffering. Well, so A, you have the mental illness, which is causing you extreme distress. At times, like now. Extreme. And then you have the people closest to you. In this case, it's my husband. I don't talk to my kids about this because I don't want them to have that burden. They shouldn't have to worry about their mom. They don't watch this stuff. It's water on the outside. So family members worry about you, and then you worry about your family members worrying about you. And then you have society who doesn't accept you. And then your psychiatrist, you work with your psychiatrist for years to get the right combination of medications that help you the most in the best way possible. And you have a problem refilling them all the time. The pharmacy messes up, the doctor's office messes up. Ran out of one of my medications today. And it didn't have a refill on it because it had been, you know, I get like 3 refills of 90-day. So what is that, 6 months? I don't know. No, that's 9. I don't know. Anyway, I was out of my 90-day supply. I didn't have a refill. I knew the pharmacy was going to have to contact the doctor, and I knew the doctor was going to be like, yes, check. You know, refill the medication. Nope. This happens all the time with this particular medication because it is Schedule 2 or whatever. It's a narcotic. Ooh. I'm like, how did I run out of my medication? Was I taking too much of it? No. It was the 90-day supply. Today is day 93. I just took my last pill today. I'm supposed to take one tonight, but I can't because I called the doctor's office and they're like, oh, yeah, your medication was denied. That's weird. And I was like, I know. And she's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and put a note in for your doctor because he's not here today. So he'll get the note tomorrow. And I'm like, so are you saying that I'm not going to have my medication until at least tomorrow, if not the next day? And this is literally how she said it. She goes, yeah. The other thing about having a mental illness is it is extremely hard to advocate for yourself. Extremely hard because you are not in a good mental state. And that's when you need to advocate for, that's when you need to push and like try to get help. You know, it's really hard to do that. My husband does everything he can. You know, I can only do so much. I mean, you know, what's he supposed to do about that? So, yeah, and sometimes when this happens, because I have been going through this I don't even know how many years. They're always messing up my medication. Always. If you're a heart patient, would they do the same thing if you ran out of your medication? Would they? Would they be like, you're gonna have to wait? If you were on oxygen and you're like, I know you're not gonna call that into the doctor, but, and you're like, well, I'm out of oxygen and I need some. And they're like, oh yeah, well, we'll maybe get that to you tomorrow or the next day. No, I mean, if they did, if that did happen, I mean, obviously the person would have to go to the hospital. But I'm to that point. I'm to that point. So it's like, I just feel like when you have a mental health issue, that people are just kind of like, I mean, not obviously not everybody, but I don't feel like it's taken as seriously as it should be. And we've all seen the news. What does everybody say when something happens? Oh, they had a mental health issue. There's a problem with our mental health programs. You know, these people don't get enough help. No freaking shit. We don't get enough help. Nobody is here to help us. I mean, I could go to the hospital. What are they going to do? You know, keep me in a room where I'm uncomfortable and reassess my medication and try to get my medication back on track. Do you know how long that would take? They're not going to keep me in the hospital, I don't think. And do you know how long it takes to get your medications? I mean, it can take years. So what's the point in going to the hospital? There's just no, it's like, can you at least be consistent with my management? There is no amount of going for a walk, meditating, reading a book, laying down, trying to take a nap, talking to somebody, going to a psychiatrist, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm being like this because people are like, well, you know what would really help? I think I've talked about this before. You know what would really help is maybe take your dog for a walk. Why don't you go outside, sit in the sun, get some nice vitamin D. It'll make you feel better. Are you fucking kidding me? I get so mad when people say shit like that to me. So mad. I've used this analogy so many times, I'm going to use it again. Your child has a broken leg. You're not going to take them to the hospital. You're not going to get an ambulance. You're not even going to call the doctor because that kid can just get up and walk it off. It's a broken leg. Why don't you go outside and get some fresh air with your broken leg? Maybe if you just walked on it for a little bit, you know, you'd feel a little bit better. Hey, let's put some ice on it and just put it up and see if that helps. You would literally go to jail. CPS would be called. The cops would be called. Your child would be taken away from you because the ridiculousness of that scenario that I just did is what I am going through. It's that ridiculous. People with mental health are told, if you just did a class, I freaking diamond paint, which helps me so much. I've stopped doing my YouTube for right now, except for this because I have to eat. So I might as well just vent on here. Thank you for letting me vent. Because at least the diamond painting, does it help? Yes. But I'm still in crisis mode right now. No. You're like, you're laughing. You're fine. No. It's a coping mechanism. You know how the United States has like code whatevers for like nuclear war? I meant like, what is it? Dang it. I should have code red or whatever. That's where I'm at. I keep teetering between code red and code orange. Like, what is it? What do they call that? Oh, I almost had it. DEFCON. DEFCON 4? Yeah, whatever. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's all this stuff that happens on the news. People are like, well, that person that rammed their car through a parade, they were mentally ill. They weren't on their medication. Everybody knew that this person was in their family. Everybody. Well, they refused to get help. Well, they refused to take their medication. Well, this, that, and the other thing. Now, I'm very different because I like that would never happen with me. I have way too much of a very nurturing, caring core. I would never hurt anybody ever. I can't. It's just not. It's not in my wheelhouse at all. But what I'm trying to say is, everybody complains about it when it happens. Rightly so. Rightly so. It's brought to everybody's attention. Again. It's like a broken record. It keeps getting reported and it keeps being brought to people's attention. And then it's just like, squirrel, are we going to do something about it, or are we not going to do something about it? A lot of people like me don't want to reach out for help. I don't want to call a hotline. I've done that before. I've done that several times. I've been this close to being put in the hospital. Put without, from a nurse. She's gonna freaking call 911. I was just sitting there. I literally wasn't doing anything. Just after hearing what was going on with me, she was like, oh my God, do you need me to call an ambulance? And I was literally so confused because I have to deal with this all the time, that when I actually have to talk about it to a healthcare worker, they're so stunned. Obviously, she wasn't trained in mental health. I don't know. But they're so stunned and like dumbfounded by the condition that I'm in, that it's like they feel like I need an ambulance and I need to go to the hospital. If that gives you a sense. And I wasn't even in crisis mode. That was just a conversation. I wasn't even in crisis mode and she was ready to call the cops. I don't know. She kept wanting to call somebody for me. I'm like, no, please, no, because we don't reach out. I don't want the cops showing up at my house, forcing me into an ambulance. No, thank you. Oh my God, that would be so bad. But again, people just don't, not my problem. 8 people died at a mall Not my problem. But everybody will sit there in the living room watching the television news, the news on the TV, and go, huh, probably somebody who's mentally ill. Yeah, go back to your McDonald's and your ice cream, you know, and your TV shows. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure that a lot of families and people know someone who has a mental illness, has a friend who has a mental illness. I'm sure most of you guys know someone who has a mental illness. Some of you don't. That's fine. I'm not saying as an individual, people should be advocating for people with mental health. If, you know, there's nobody with mental health in their family or whatever. But what I am saying is there should be more attention put on it, more seriousness put on it. I don't feel like people realize how serious it is. I don't think people realize the repercussions that could happen. You know, I scare myself. You know, I scare myself. I get scared of me. It's not funny. I'm just laughing, but yeah, something needs to happen. So I haven't been doing my other channel. It's okay. I'm not ready. Everybody's being really nice about it, so it's fine. It is what it is, you know. Hold on a second. Do you need me to cover you up, honey? Here you go. She's got a heated blanket. Anyway, you guys, thanks for listening to me rant. I hope you guys had something good to eat. What did you eat? Look at my dang hair. Put it down below what you had to eat. And if you're comfortable sharing, let me know. Do you know somebody who has a mental illness? Are you mentally ill? Or have a mental health issue? You know, have you had to go through it? You know, just let me know. I'd just be curious to know. And yeah. All right, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.